after your time with the Cubs, how did you end up in Japan?
Yeah, so that's interesting. Another funny story. So up and down in nine, and then in 10, up and down a little bit. And so then went to spring training in 11, signed back. They took me off the roster, DFA'd me, clear waivers. I elected to go back. And, Jim Hendry calls me that day and says, look, he says, we want you back. He goes, you come to camp with us in 11, you got a realistic chance of making this club. Because you did a good job for us the last couple of years. Appreciate your work. And so the thing I appreciate, I see Jim from time to time, whether it be winter meetings or whatever. I say, listen, man, like I appreciate what you did for me. You could have gone a different bunch of different directions and you didn't. And the one thing I appreciate more than anything else is everything he ever told me that was going to happen was true. Like he said, look, he shot me straight. He never BS me. And I appreciated that. And so he called me and said, hey, you got a chance to make this team in 11. I said, okay. So I go to, show up in 11 spring training and I played great. And, it was really, it came down. I don't know who it came down to. I don't know what the decision tree was, but at the end of the day, I was the last guy that got notified that he wasn't making the club. So I was a 26 man back then. Now it's 27, but I was a 26 man then. And I go to AAA and he's like, you know the deal. Like if you're playing good enough, we're going to come get you. So I trusted that and I believed that. And I did, and I went down there and I was playing well in 11 and thought I was going to get a chance to go up. And there was a couple games where I'm completely healthy. A couple, like 2 or 3 days in a row where I was completely healthy and I ended up not playing. And usually that's a sign of something's going on upstairs. They're holding you out because they don't want you to get hurt if they want to choose you.
Right.
So I remember one day, I still wasn't in the lineup, and we come in. We have a night game in Iowa. They have a day game in Chicago, and I see some skinny, lanky kid playing second base for the Cubs. That skinny, lanky kid was DJ LeMahieu. So he turned out he probably made the right choice then too. So,
Yeah.
but we were going to we had a 4 game set in Omaha, which is the Royals AAA, and they had a bunch of good pitching and a bunch of hard throwers coming out of that bullpen. This is the Jeremy Jeffries. I think Hoshaver was still up and down at that point. I could be wrong on that, but they had some dudes and they were bringing it. And I had a great series in Omaha. I was like 5 or 6 for 17. I had a couple homers. I remember I hit a grand slam. I think I stole a couple bases in that series. I had a boatload of RBIs, and we had a kid named Brian Lahira on our team. And Clint Robinson was on the other team. Usually, Japan. They're looking for corner power guys or
Right.
power pitchers, right? And that's usually what ends up over there. So I had a great series, and I thought they were looking at those two guys, which they were. But what I didn't realize is there was a team over there, Nippon Ham, that had their second baseman, Kensuke Tanaka, broke his leg sliding into second, probably like a week, 10 days before that. And so they needed a second baseman to fill the gap. And I was playing primarily second base on that Iowa club that year. And so we're driving back uh, from Omaha to Iowa, 2 hour drive, door to
Right.
door. And my agent calls and says, "Hey, if do you have any interest in playing in Japan?" I'm like, "Yeah, of course." And so, sure enough, man, it went quick. The whirlwind was quick. Like from that first conversation to the time I touched down in Tokyo and joined the team, it was 9 days.